Hey everyone, welcome back to Andie Talks Too Much, sound only podcast. And we're still going through all the myths that have to do with the trans community. And like I said in the previous thing, this is mostly because of my mom, who basically believes a lot of these myths. So yeah, this entire segment of myths are essentially dedicated to her. So yeah, so for this one, we're going to the next myth on the Vox article that I found, and that article is myth number 2: sexual orientation is linked to gender identity. Now, this is another, like I said, my mom believes a lot of these myths. Like, for instance, after I came out, she had a habit of declaring to complete strangers that I was gay. I'm not, by the way. And I am recording this on Bi Visibility Day, by the way, so this has some extra tie-in, I guess. Alright, so the article goes as follows. Equal rights battles advocacy efforts have brought together gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, questioning, and genderqueer people over the past several decades. But that doesn't mean that the basis for these identities is the same. In fact, sexual orientation and gender identity are very different. Alright, there you go. That's the whole thing. There we go. We solved the myth here. Alright. Podcast over. Alright, so the rest of this. Sexual orientation is who someone is sexually attracted to. Gender identity is who someone is. They are, as trans woman and former Olympian athlete Caitlyn Jenner explained, apples and oranges. Alright, I really don't like the whole citing of Caitlyn Jenner in this thing because she's actually kind of a terrible person. I'm going to do an entire video on Caitlyn Jenner and other people like that eventually, by the way. Still, this remains a very common misconception, but a transgender person can identify as a woman even though she was assigned male at birth and be gay, as in attracted to other women, straight and attracted to men, bisexual, asexual, attracted to both or neither, or attracted to a traditionally undefined gender. Trans men, gender nonconforming people, and genderqueer people can also be sexually attracted to men, women, both, no one, or another preference. Mara Kiesling, a trans woman and executive director of the National Center for Transgender Equality, acknowledged that this concept can be difficult to explain. If somebody was living as a man dating a woman and now they're living as a woman dating a woman, what does that mean? They were straight. Now they're gay, Kiesling said, but did their sexual orientation change or were they always attracted to women? And then there's an infographic at the end called The Gender Unicorn that was created by the Trans Student Educational Resources that sort of tries to explain how these things fall together. And the link for what Mark Kiesling had said about how confusing this can be actually led to another article called 9 Questions About Gender Identity and Being Transgender You Are Too Embarrassed to Ask. And it looks pretty interesting, and I may do something on that later on at some point. But yeah, the whole concept is that these two things are different. Gender identity is who you are. Sexual orientation is who you're attracted to. Those are two different things. And unless you're trying to think of like that myth of autogynephilia, it's not a thing. So you can't even add that doesn't even fit into this at all. But the thing is that they are two different things. Just because somebody's trans does not make them gay, or it doesn't work like that. It's just that simple. So I don't understand how people get like that thing, thinking that being transgender is like a sexual orientation when it's not. But I think it might come from confusion of the old school term transsexual, which it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me because to me those two things are very obviously different. Who I'm attracted to hasn't really changed simply because my gender expression is different. Like, that's it. That's all that changed. But the thing about it is, it doesn't mean that I was gay before or anything, because I'm not now and I wasn't then either. So, you get what I'm saying here? They're not connected at all. So, if anybody believes this myth, I'm assuming that after you listen to this, you'll get a better idea that how those two things are not connected. And if you still believe it after that, you're a idiot. Alright, so I'm getting this podcast here, so be sure to check out my other videos, both PrizeBox Productions videos, our channels PrizeBox Gaming and PrizeBox Reacts. And remember to check out my main channel, The True Andie. Thanks for watching, and stay jamming, everyone.